Am I live? I think I am. Let's see. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is the microphone working? Hello, hello. I don't see the thing going up. Hi, if anybody's there, how's everybody doing? I didn't think. Let me see if this light is better off. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. It's about to get dark. It's 6 o'clock. This one? Yeah, this one's good. Anyway, I didn't think I was gonna go. Yeah, that's better. I didn't think I was gonna go live today. Oh, that's weird. It's like reflecting like it's flipping it around. Anyway, I am home today, and my internet is better because we found out that the uh 5G thing, even though it doesn't work over here yet, or it hasn't expanded over here, 4G works over here with the unlimited thing. So I'm borrowing somebody's. We tried to see if it worked because they told us it didn't go past like to this area, but we're gonna go ahead and get it. So I'm borrowing it. So I'm like, let me go live again. Hey, it's like 4 people there. What's going on? I think I'm gonna. I can see from here. I think. Let me turn my AC off because it's like the evening already. I am locked in my room. Hold on. Ugh. I'm locked in my room. The kids are outside watching TV. Um, and I just decided to say hello. I know somebody had requested a video. Let me turn this fan on. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I know somebody requested. Let me talk about what did they say last week? So, Tammy was on the live last weweek. She wanted us. She wanted me to talk about how me and my husband met. I'll probably talk about that later. But I just wanted to come and say that it always gets better because my internet was my internet was an issue, mostly because it was prepaid. That's the main issue because it's prepaid. We don't have like unlimited. So now we figured out that we can get unlimited. I'm so excited because um, that solves a lot of problems. Like my kids are watching movies right now, and they don't have to worry about using all the juice on the TV. So that's great. Um, yeah, we watched movies last night. We watched a movie last night on the TV. Usually, I watch on my computer to not use too much internet. So it's just upgrading our way of life. So everything always gets better. Like we got our sheep today. They were delivered. Somebody drove them, I guess, from San Luis. So our sheep are here in the little, I guess you would call it a barn or whatever that we have. Seems like a barn sounds accurate to me. But so we have that, and then 3 sheep. One of the sheep had a baby, and then the other sheep, the baby had a baby. So we have a grandma, a mom, and a son. Sheep that are on my land that's just across the street from our house. And we had turkeys that we thought we lost. Someone let the turkeys out, and they actually, of the four, three, we found three. Two were still at large, and then we found them the next day. One did get injured by a dog because somebody let them out, but then they closed the door, not knowing that they were out, I guess, and then they couldn't get back in. So yeah, some dogs chased them. But my husband saw some other person with turkeys. Did I say ducks? I mean turkeys. The turkeys were with somebody else's turkeys, but he could tell our turkeys from the other people's turkeys, which is weird because I was like, how can you tell? Because don't they all look the same? But he said he knows what ours look like. If you're there in the chat, say hello. Don't be afraid. Anyway, um, so I'm just happy about that. We had one turkey and we cooked it, so we ate it. But because that was the one that it wasn't gonna survive the injury from the dog. But and it tasted actually good, better than turkey for Thanksgiving because we cooked it really nice with like a lot of juice. Usually turkey is dry, but it wasn't dry. It was very very good. So anyway, I just came to say hello. I don't really have other than the topic that Tammy from last the last live wanted me to talk about how me and my husband met, which we did do a video about that, but it was so long ago when I first started YouTube. I didn't really know what I was doing. The sound wasn't good. A lot of stuff wasn't good, but I like telling the story because we just celebrated our 15-year anniversary. So that was you know that's really cool. It's hard to believe. But I like telling the story because it just like sounds so crazy, and yeah. So I feel like everything just gets better. Like it's a you have to what's the word? Like it's not like you're starting from zero, but you have to start at the drawing board when it comes to moving abroad. And I think that the encouragement is that it will always get better versus worse. And so you have a language barrier, it'll only get better. You have problems with plumbing leaking, the rain comes into your house, the heat, you adjust. The mosquitoes, even the mosquitoes gets better because that was an issue for me, and I had allergies and everything every time I would come visit. But it got better because of I guess I got a tolerance for it. I don't know. I don't get bit as much, and when I do get bit, it doesn't last for 3 days like it used to. Hey, Erica, howdy. How's it going? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, right? I think so. But yeah, so it the mosquito thing got better. The even when you adjusting to the food, that gets better. Like the first 6 months, I kind of had a hi. Oh, that's my girl, Princess. Hi, Princess. Watching from Ethiopia. How are you? I've been meaning to catch up with you. I hope everything is good. I see the work you're doing. She has a YouTube channel as well, so make sure you check out Princess Living Free. I think my glasses are blurry. Princess Living Free on YouTube. She lives in Addis Ababa and is building her house um, for her and her family. Her kids and her husband are building over there. So she's an inspiration to watch as well. But but yeah, everything gets better, and even her and I we talk offline, and it's like we have struggles, but it's like you're chugging away at the dream that you have, for your family. And I remember when my kid didn't speak the language. I remember when she didn't have friends at school, and now she has a little group chat thing with her friend on my phone with her friends, and she's speaking Wolof and French to them and adjusting. And I remember when we didn't have air conditioner or electricity was too expensive to use it. And so now we have the solar. And so everything just gets better. Like I learned how to cook certain stuff that I didn't know how to cook before, how to butcher chicken, like a lot of stuff in these past almost going on 5 years. So yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, we'll definitely got to catch up. She's a fellow pioneer doing good things in Ethiopia. Um, but yeah, everything gets better. It's a struggle in every aspect because you're adjusting to so many things, but it will always get better. And I think that's like the theme, and my husband and I talk about this often, and we just like realize, man, you remember how it was back then when we didn't have time for each other. We were tired, exhausted. The weekend was the only time we could do laundry and clean the house and try to have fun at the same time and try to rest at the same time. So I just feel like I feel really blessed. I feel really fortunate. I feel really lucky, and everything gets better. My plants are growing. I got grapefruit. I got like 7 grapefruit on my tree that didn't produce nothing for 4 years almost, and now I have 4 grapefruit. I will be eating grapefruit for breakfast every day. Nobody better touch my grapefruit. um, I remember when we had house help that wasn't working out, and now we've had the same person for over 2 years because I was expecting, and now the baby will be too soon. And I could close my eyes, I could leave the house, I could, you know, we know her family, trustworthy person, nothing ever goes missing, nothing ever broken. And we used to have stuff broken all from everybody before that, and people call out sick. She comes in the rain. She figures it out. She's never missed. Anytime she says she needs a day off, it's like, go ahead, because you're always here when I need you. So let's see. Roses are red. Oh, we got the poem again. Bob, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, this is a great time to be alive. Thank you. Absorb all the pioneers. Yes, there are pioneers before, and there will be pioneers after. But it's a whole movement, a whole process, and not just Africa, but everywhere. Just us as a culture branching out is so beautiful, and I feel like we'll get better. There's rough patches. There's in fighting, or people don't get along all the time, just like family. You know what I mean? But things seem to iron themselves out. People figure out ways to work together. People figure out, ways to build community, and so yeah, it always gets better. And in the beginning, I wanted to move here and be able to travel still, so I can get my fix when it comes to going other places and things. And in the beginning, we can only go to Gambia for the first couple of years, which I was like, cool, it's a new country for me. And then I went a few times, and then after 2 years, we built the house, and I was able to go to, where was I able to go to first? I don't even remember. Was it Dubai? My friend invited me to. We went to Spain. My husband and I went to Barcelona, and so that was great. And then now, what? Every 6 months, I'm able to go somewhere right now. So step by step, everything comes in its time. So I'm really fortunate for that. Um, how is everybody doing? I just finished editing a video, so this is actually my break time. But how is everybody doing? I've been editing videos from our family vacation. It's been raining here. Today is the first sunny day in a while. Probably, I want to say, the last 10 to 12 days, it probably rained about 8 of those days at least. But it's nice. The sun still comes out, and we get time to get in the pool because it's humid. It's hot. Turn this back on because it's still hot in here. Let's see. Someone says, talking about 1965. Oh, is that like the census? The 1965. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Is that the U.S.? Oh no, South America, Caribbean. I'm not sure what that's referring to. But yeah, I didn't really have a topic of discussion. Um, so you guys can make your requests if you like. I'm reading this book. My cousin just got in today. My cousin Tammy is back in town. She just got in. She's resting. But I got this book that I'm excited about. It's mucusless diet healing system. Trying to work on healing myself. It's been a journey. I'm getting better. I'm not where I want to be, but that's what I'm working on right now. I got me a gym. My my former little Airbnb room, I turned it into a gym. So I'm in there every morning. I got a little bike, some weights, yoga mats, elliptical stuff, and so that's where I get it in. Especially because it's raining and muddy, it's hard to get outside and go walking or riding a bike. Did my husband ever bring up the topic of polygamy? No, no. I did. I had a lot of questions, but no, that was not a topic. I think in the beginning it was a topic that when people come here, they ask a lot of questions about it, and people joke, and they like people flirt here, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Even if you're married, people flirt. It's so they'll one of the things people say would be like, "Oh, you should be my second wife," and that's like a flirt. It doesn't always. They're not always serious most of the time. It's just a little thing people say, and so if you're not used to it, it can feel kind of weird. But yeah, people do it. The president does it. Everybody's relationship is unique. But when I come across people that know about this or that have lived it or that their parents have lived it, I did used to ask a lot of questions. Um, you know, it's different, but a lot of people do different stuff. I watch the the Sister Wife show because that was something I was curious about, figuring out how people do that. It's very interesting. Mm, let's see. Some black women, as they get older, they open to their husband for help. I don't know how much help it is because people here have housekeepers, but and usually people don't live in the same house, so it's not like the co-spouses know each other much. There's a lot of infighting, and there can be jealousy and people putting stuff in people's food and different things. So they here, at least, I don't know about other countries, but maybe in the rural villages, people live in communities like that. But most people in the cities and stuff, they don't live in the same house. The people have separate houses in separate areas for separate families. So it's not really a help situation. Well, it could be help in the sense that I need a break from my spouse and I don't want to see him for a few days. So maybe that helps some people. I wouldn't know. But Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, okay, they do that too. Okay, interesting. I haven't watched that show. I hear about it all the time. Never watched it, so I don't know. I just know was that like Portia and people like that. I always heard that the people on that show aren't married, or most of them aren't married, or was that Basketball Wives? I can't remember. But yeah, but it's a very different culture. People do a lot of different things, and they think very differently. I actually made a video. It's on my members only, talking about some of the differences here that are hard to grasp. Um, you know, when you come from somewhere that's so vastly different and have a different way of thinking, and so I touch on some of the different marriage practices, cultures, and stuff. Because people, people, um, people. There's a lot of things that are like the opposite of how where I'm from, and so it could be, it could be, I don't want to say confusing, but it could be very, very different, and hard to grasp, how different people think and how they live and how they operate and what's okay for them and what's okay for us. Can be the opposite a lot of times. Yeah, but yeah, some families, not all families, practice polygamy specifically. Um, some do, some don't. Um, a lot of people that were raised in it decide not to do it because of how their upbringing was. Maybe they weren't treated right by one of their parents or one of their, you know, family members. Some kids may have thought they got preferential treatment, or things like that, or their dad, maybe they felt abandoned or felt neglected because their father wasn't with them as much as the other kids, things like that. And there are sometimes issues. It can be common that when the father passes away, that people fight over things of the children, and things like that. So I've been watching your videos forever. Wow, thank you. That's so nice. I think my kid is crying. I may have to unlock my door and let them in. But yeah, but we've been together for 15 years, and now we live here. Sometimes it's hard to imagine that we're actually here and that we actually built and that we actually did this. Not that we were crazy. I think that you just feel like in that state of mind that we were in when we were making that decision. It's like, wow, we really uprooted and did everything and got rid of it. Like that's not, you know, normal. But it was but I guess lockdown and stuff was a time for abnormal abnormal things. Let me open the door. 2 seconds, and let me open the door because I don't want to be a negligent parent. Y'all talk amongst yourself. Give me 1 second. Uli, Uli, come here. Yes, bring her here for me. Bring her upstairs. Okay, I am back because I can't stand to hear her cry. Oh, okay, there I am. Yeah, 15 years. Isn't that crazy? I feel like I'm still like 32 or whatever. But it's insane. I remember before we left, it was our about to be our 10th anniversary, and I wanted to have a party and stuff, and he was like, "Nah, we don't need to spend the money." And then later, like a month or so later, we were like, let's leave the country." Tell us more about the early days. Okay. Oh, okay. I could do that. So when we first moved and stuff. Hey, you messing up my? No, no, no. You can't do that. You can't do that right now. Look, look who's here. Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys. Um. Yeah. Oh, this is one of the ways things got better. I remember before we moved, we had a miscarriage. Okay, hold on. I gotta figure out how to do this so that the camera is not what's to call it on you while you're doing it. Okay. Can you give me a second? Okay. You say hi. Oh yes. Do me a favor. Open the door over there so the air can flow. Okay. Did you say hi to the people? Um. Yeah. So we had a miscarriage before we moved here, we were trying to conceive and then have the baby here. I think I can't remember what we either have the baby here. Okay, hold on, baby, hold on. It's okay. It's okay. And then hold on, let me turn this real quick. And then we moved, and it took about what 2 years or so. Give me something for this. Give me that hanging on the chair. The stripe one. The stripe one. Yeah, that will work. Hold on.
It's not showing your face.
I know, baby. I turned it on purpose.
Oh,
They know what I'm doing.
okay.
She won't let me cover her face. Fix it for me. That's good. That's good. All right. Cool. I think we worked it out. Before I have a wardrobe malfunction. Stress can lead to miscarriage. This is true. And we were moving at the time, packing up stuff. It was a lot going on. Um, so yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Also, what I found out is that when you have a cesarean section, that can affect fertility, and it could also be it can be stress from the male, not the woman, that affect the sperm and whether they survive or not and stuff like that. Um, survive Yeah, whether the fetus like survives and stuff, the quality of the sperm can be affected by what they eat. Like I saw that somewhere on circling around on social media or whatever. I thought that was interesting. I never knew that. But yeah, definitely changing environment, stress, a lot of things. I think um all that helped. And you know, and the timing was better, because had we had a child and build at the same time, it would have been a lot rougher on us, as a family, because I was adjusting. I couldn't do a lot of things. I didn't know my way around because this is not the area that I'm familiar with. Um, so we were adjusting and getting to know people, and then to have help with the baby and everything. It was the beginning, like Princess asked, some of the things that got better with time. Man, like, okay, first we didn't have electricity over here, let alone, do we have internet? I think we might have figured out how to have internet, maybe. But we had electricity because we had solar, so yeah, we had internet. But the area did not have, and so my husband was just talking about the bugs. This is rainy season, and he was saying like we used to have so many more bugs, and big bugs like cockroaches, like this, like the size of the palm of my hand, and beetles and stuff, and all kinds of grasshoppers and praying mantises or whatever those wood, that thing look like wood, a stick of wood or whatever. I don't, stick bugs, whatever they call. Hey, yo, you can't be doing that. Um, so we used to have those, and they were everywhere. They would be in the house. We couldn't turn the lights on at days after it rained. Now we can turn on lights. We just turn on like dim lights in the evening, not like bright lights, because that attracts all these kinds of bugs. But because more people live here now and there's electricity, so there's street lights, the neighbors have lights, etc. Um, the neighbors have lights. The bugs are attracted to everybody else's lights instead of just ours in the middle of, in the middle of nowhere, kind of. So that's one thing that has definitely improved. There's not as many mosquitoes um, during this time, and things like that. So that helps a lot. Yo, fam, you can't be doing that. Uli, stop. Anyway, let's see. Somebody says most black marriages not making 5 years. Oh, okay. Is that in America? Maybe in America, maybe is that statistic? You know, since I moved here, sometimes the statistics that they say about Black Americans is like I get I don't want to say annoyed, but I'm like, what's the point? I don't really I feel like sometimes the intention is to create a narrative that may or may not be true, but whether it's true or not, like what I notice here, people don't dwell on that kind of stuff. They're not like, oh yeah, all the Wolof people die early, or all the like. Nobody goes around saying like all the bad stuff about groups of people, like, oh, if you're a woman, you know. But but in the States, I remember once I had a doctor. He was like, well, you're African American, right? So that's why you have a higher chance to have high blood pressure. And I'm just like, it's one thing to know something, but it's another thing to like beat you upside the head with it, or like just pound it. And so lately I've been seeing stuff about, oh, Black people are losing their jobs more than everybody else, or Black people have a higher chance of prostate, Black people have higher chance, like everything bad. That's what they keep repeating, and I feel like that's gonna make us repeat it and say it. I think I said that in the last video. I think I said that in the last live, probably. It's like, yeah. Oh no, your nose. You all right? You good? Yeah, let's clean your nose. Come on, wait. Wait, we're gonna come on after we clean your nose. But anyway, I digress. Erica Roberts. Oh, she said hi. Erica Roberts said hi to you, baby girl. Say hi. You're gonna say hi to Erica Roberts. Say hi, Miss Erica. Say hi. She likes the camera. Let's see what else. The tropics typically have all kinds. Yes, that's correct. All kinds of bugs. Let's see. A stick bug almost caused your death. Oh, that. I hope that's a joke. I hope that's not true. How big was it? Let's see. Blessings. Oh, Global Green Book. How are you? It's been a long time. How are you doing, and where are you in the world right now? What, baby? Come on. Come on means you want this. Okay, let's turn around to the others. You're like messing up my flow. You're supposed to be with your sister. Turn around. Okay. But if I put this, that means, hey, wait. If I put this, that means you can't. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I need some viewer discretion. Okay? Okay? Go do your thing. Anyway, what else are we talking about? All I know is, oh, all is well. Heading to, oh, Peru. Very nice. I haven't been there yet. Yo, stop moving the stuff. Hmm. The U.S. was built on ethno-racial dynamics. Yes, it definitely was, and definitely is continuously perpetuated, yeah, yeah, and reinforced, which I think is idiotic, but you know, it serves their purpose. It was so big, thought it was a branch until it stood up. That is definitely scary. I think those are scarier than the praying mantis ones, because those look like leaves. And yeah, hey, can you not do that? Huh? She's such a boss. Hmm? Anyway, children. Oh, you're in DC? Is that where you are, in DC? So yeah, anything else that got better that was from the beginning? I mean, our network has definitely improved our quality of life. So because my husband is not from this area of Senegal, we had to start from zero when it comes to meeting people, finding people that are trustworthy, finding people that are helpful, finding people that are plugged in. Because Africa, Senegal, Africa, from what I know, it's probably Africa, is about who you know, and you have to talk to people to get things done. You have to, um, meet with people. You can't just, oh, such and such gave me your number. Can you text me the? No, you have to. Hi, nice to meet you. How you doing? How's your family? Okay, yeah, meet, have tea, talk about something, and then you ask for what you want, because otherwise you're considered, you know, rude, and nobody's gonna take you serious. I am packing as I listen. Need to get away from the military. Oh, okay. You're in the military? No. Oh, the military retirement. Yeah, I hear you. hmm Um. So yeah, as I was saying, that has definitely helped. Now we have people we can call for certain things to get things done, because not everything. Well, let me rephrase. Most things seem to be. I'm not gonna say that are most things aren't straightforward as far as how to get things done. Oops, I dropped my light. But most things aren't as straightforward you know as they could be, especially for people that aren't from here. um you know Most people here, I think, they know people that get things done for them. So that is like, if you need medical, postal, whatever type of service, somebody from that works in that, and construction. And so you have somebody who can refer you to someone trustworthy, because that's their Better Business Bureau. That's their Google reviews. That's their directory assistance type stuff. Oh, the military in DC. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, still. Wow, when I heard about that, that was like 2 weeks ago. Oh my. Oh man. That's unfortunate. Man, I don't even know what's going on over there. It just does not sound real. This last 6, 7, 8 months, it just does not feel real. Before the internet age, US. Mm, yes, compared to transactional, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah. But so that has definitely improved our life, and also just people coming here, not just people from abroad, but like um his cousin. Hey, 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 fam, no, stop, no, don't do that. His cousin, his other cousin, like, has a solar business, and he moved here. So he moved his business here from Dakar. He has like the base, like his base. He still works all over the country, but he got a place here. So then his other cousin came, his younger cousin, because my husband is like the oldest of the cousins, of the grandkids. Like, he's the second grandkid in the family, so he has cousins that are like little kids still. Yeah, little kids. Um, but his younger cousin, like, is here doing his business and working. He came here from San Luis, so we're like building a network, and building a community, a family thing. So all that is you know improvement and progress, as far as the life, us creating the life that we hope to have, moving here to be with family and things like that. People who actually have time to come visit. My mother-in-law came to visit for the summer. My sister-in-law came to visit for her vacation. And So those things were great. The kids got to play together, um, and just make memories like the memories that I remember having when I was a kid. Actually, better memories because they got grapefruit trees, lemon trees, banana trees, and the bananas are growing. Like all those things are better. Everything is better. Everything is better, and it just takes time. And so when you get frustrated, that sometimes if I don't travel for a little while, I get a little like, oh, I'm a little tired of the things that don't work for me here. But then something improves. Like last night he told me the internet over here works. They said it didn't work, it wouldn't reach over here, but it does. So we're gonna order our thing so we can save so much money. We can watch whatever we want to watch. I hope we don't overdo it. I think today we got a little happy, so we've been watching movies all day and watching Netflix and Amazon. But um just to be able to do things and have a better flow when people come visit. We don't have to worry about refilling the internet because it's running out fast and all that. So yeah, things just getting better. Like my health is getting better. I was like what 60 pounds overweight during COVID, and I think now I got like 20 or so pounds to go or so. And so yeah, it's just was I 60 pounds overweight? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, almost. Yeah, just about. That's about right. 50 at least. So yeah, I had one kid. Now I got two, which is cool. I got time to spend with them. I could wake up, even though I wake up and do things. If I wanted to stay asleep, like if I don't feel well, if I'm sick, instead of just taking medicine, like I don't take pharmaceuticals nearly as often as I used to, be able to go to work before. So now if I need to rest, I just decide to rest, and somebody's here to help with the baby, and somebody's here to cook lunch, and I don't have to do it all. And I could just chill if I have a migraine or a headache, or if I happen to have, my monthly aches and pains and stuff. And so those things are a blessing. Um, and yeah, I just see things keep getting better from here. Let's see. I seen. Let me read some of the comments and see what you guys are talking about. Um, oh, a luxury home here in Senegal. Okay. Yeah. Some homes here could actually go for that. Like if people build homes to actually sell them, they would sell them for that. It may not cost that much to build, but they would sell it for about at least 500K. A luxury style home. Congratulations on all your blessings. Love your journey. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Appreciate the love. Been rocking a long time. It's been a good journey though. Good journey. Oh, yeah, on the way. Okay, it's an up and down balance. I mean, I had a kid in the interim, so that's kind of stopped the process, and I feel like I had to start over. And coming from the states, they put so much pressure on that, and and here they don't, but I do internally, and so it's just you hold yourself to this standard of whatever perfection. I don't know, especially being from Los Angeles. I think that adds to it, um, but yeah, I'm just taking my time, and I want it to be a long term solution. So no, Weight Watchers and diet and stuff that you can't maintain. But yeah, I am reading this diet on the mucusless diet healing system that my cousin just brought from the states for me. It was only $6. But I'm gonna read it and see, learn more about like healing yourself, because everybody's different, and there's no one way. And I don't think that the way the modern medicine, modern whatever you want to call it, is made is to actually fix things, or to help you not have certain problems. It's just like, cover up symptoms and stuff. So I think you have to figure out your diagnosis and work on yourself, because there's different causes for the same illnesses in different people, because everybody's body's different. So I'm on that journey now, and hopefully, what I learn I can pass down to my kids so they won't have similar issues to what I have. Luxury home luxury home tours would be cool. Yes, they would. Do you have any ideas on where there are luxury homes that we can tour? I think, I mean, if people live in the homes, it's hard to do, but yeah, if people have, I'm sure there are channels that do that. Here, they're probably like speaking French though, but or maybe they don't speak at all. They just show a video. Those are the kind of videos we used to watch, my husband and I, before when we were deciding to move. That 6 month period that we were planning to move during the lockdown and all that stuff. We were watching how home tours, house tour videos on YouTube all over the world, just getting ideas of the style that we wanted. Are you going to sleep? Let's see. I've been doing water and fasting. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I was just reading about fasting. It's good for your health. How good it is for your health. I'm trying to eat less. I heard someone say that the eating 3 times a day it's not necessary. Like you just eat when you're hungry or something. So I'm trying to incorporate that to do that for myself. It's hard when you have like a family and everybody's on a different schedule, but I've been able to turn down lunch, um, when I'm not hungry, even though there's the social aspect of eating, everybody sitting, eating rice together, that kind of draws you in. But when I'm not hungry, I just say I'm working through lunch. I just work, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna eat lunch, and I'm good. I don't even get hungry, you know. So yeah, we're not supposed to have. I think from what I hear, the 3 times a day was built around the work schedule the that they created for people to get the maximum hours out of you for work. But before that, we were just kind of, you garden, work in your farm, or you take care of your kids, or you go do manual labor, and then you take a break. It wasn't like you need 8 hours, 9 hours, work, 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 and just a little break in between. Fasting can help fight cancer. Oh, okay. Since it starves cancer cells, but it has to be monitored by a doctor. Eat small portions. Okay. Interesting. I know they say sugar feeds cancer. So sugar, and the American diet, sugar is in every product almost. The Senegalese masjid gets me every time with the rice. Yeah, rice every day. The good thing for me is that I don't, I wasn't a rice eater before, so I don't have to eat it. Um, so I don't have to eat it every day. So some days I just don't eat, and I used to force to not to just to show that I appreciate people cooking, but then I said, you know what, I'm not gonna try to people please and eat stuff that if I'm not really hungry. So I just eat the dishes that I like, and the other dishes I just let it go. Mm, life expectancy. Mm, that's interesting. I was watching what is it called? A Netflix documentary on the blue zones. That was very interesting. They had one zone that was in California, actually near LA. Like I want to say LA County, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's Orange County, Loma Linda area, which I had heard of before, but I didn't know that they had a longer life expectancy than the rest of the state or the rest of but people live longer, and they studied like their lifestyle as far as social activity, mental, emotional. People um, living longer and being more active. Uh, that was one of the zones. Another one was this place in Italy where people are like 80, 90 still walking up hills, like these slopes, and living it. I want to say it was probably an island or something where they were a little isolated from the rest of Italy, and drinking wine and doing whatever they know, like enjoying. And then some, I don't know if it was Japan or Korea. I'm not sure which one. I'm not going to try to guess, but it was an Asian country that the families like live with the elderly, and they could be 100 and they're still outside gardening. And then Costa Rica was another one, and there was a gentleman, 102 years old, still riding horses, no issues, no physical slowness, none of the sort. And so, like, I think those things are amazing. I know somebody here who's probably 100 years old, but they don't have record of their ages at from that time. But he's at least 97, and he still drives, and he doesn't need glasses, and he doesn't have a walker or cane or anything. And there's a lot of people here like that. Um, that like, and he drives in the car. But like his mind is sharp as a tack. No sign of like slowness or anything. And so I'm just, yeah. So I know that it's definitely possible to live a long and healthy life. And so that's what that's what I want to work for. That's what I want to learn about. Yeah, Loma Linda, Japan, the blue zone. Oh, Japan was the Asian country. Yeah, okay. And the Seventh Day Adventist. You're correct. You watched it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to watch that again, and just to reinforce certain things. But I noticed that Italy, they were eating bread and drinking wine, and then some other place they were doing some things where you think, oh, no alcohol or no carbs or no, and so there's no one way, I guess, and no meat, or no red meat, or but different cultures were doing what they normally would do. And yeah. Oh, and I'm looking younger. Thank you. My daughter, my oldest, I train her. She's like, oh, mom. She'll be like, you look 38. I'm like, oh, just 38. She's like, oh, 35. I'm like, thank you very much. So I feel like I am, actually. When I looked at pictures before we moved, I know I was definitely larger, like, fuller face and everything. But I know when I was working and all that stuff, I was exhausted. I was drained. And I definitely had health, not really bad health issues, but for someone who's like, 35, 36, I was having issues that I shouldn't have, and that were probably stress related, stress induced. And so she fell asleep. Good. Okay, I gotta be quiet and try to cover myself up so I don't have a wardrobe malfunction. She's a light sleeper, so I won't be wanting to wake her up. Stay asleep, stay asleep. Thank you guys for bearing with me with this. Anyway, what were we talking about? or just being younger and healthier and all that. But yeah, I definitely was having issues with my health, like panic attack, chest pain type stuff, and they just tell you it's stress, but they don't tell you what to do about it. They don't really tell you what to eat, it's just like, oh, you're stressed, so don't stress. Oh, okay. Thanks for the tip. All right, just sleep. Yes. Let's see. Lifelong hobby. Yep. They garden. They play what, pickleball or something like that, or tennis and stuff. And I think the Seventh Day Adventists, they eat. They watch what they eat. Hi, Abini Maroon. There you are. How you doing? Yeah, it's been a long time. Thank you. You said I look well. Thank you so much. I feel well. I feel good. Lots of like women in the U.S. have fibroids. Stress and diet. Definitely, I would attribute it to diet more, probably more so than, well, no, about the same as stress. And I think the stress factor is interesting because, at least for me, I didn't know I was stressed. I didn't know the difference between being stressed and not being stressed, because stress was normal. Like, you have this uptight, like, I got to get this done. And that's one thing that they don't have here. And it can be annoying for a lot of us that are here, because that sense of urgency that we have, people don't seem to have it in a lot of cases. Um, and so it's like, you were looking for everybody around you to be like, let's go, let's get it done, like, let's do this thing, like, you were supposed to do it last week. And you know uh but here, I think that's what keeps them not being stressed, is that they don't worry as much. And even the difference between my husband and I i I sometimes need that from him, like, for that to rub off on me. And then other times I don't feel like, I'm like, man, we could have got 10 things done. But I just have to, I'm still learning how to be patient and how to be, it's okay. And when I compare myself to people back home, I can tell that I've made a lot of progress. But there's still a long way to go if I'm going to end up like, you know, stress free life, how it is, how people are here. So we'll see if I end up being that way. I don't know. Maybe I'll be a balance of the two. But I notice when people come to visit, or when they're getting ready to come visit, and they reach out to me and they tell me their whole itinerary and they have all these details, and I was like, wow, I was like that, like very detailed, or very like, plan this 5 months in advance, all the itinerary, boom, boom, boom. And and I'm just like, okay, no problem. When you get here, we'll have fun. Don't worry about who's gonna be your driver. Don't worry about, And I'm just like, wow, I was like that. But yeah, a lot of people have. I don't know about other cultures in the states. I'm assuming that they probably have the same stuff that we do, because they eat the same foods. I mean, the same grocery stores and stuff. But just a lot of endometriosis, a lot of people having in vitro and stuff, that and IVF, that I wouldn't have suspected. Like peers of mine, especially like black women. Some things you think, oh, that's for other people to do, or them, let them try the experiment first. But yeah, a lot of that stuff, uh, fibroids and endometriosis and other things. And some people change what they eat, and they're able to heal themselves. And I think it's a combination, like you said, stress and food intake. Beanie, stress is big killer. Yeah, West Africa. Oh, definitely, we lose a lot. Africa definitely really. Oh, in the West, yes, 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 yes. And nature, like all the stuff that I used to think was kind of weird and hippie like, I'm now finding that like the grounding stuff, and I do yoga once a week and just different things. It's like being with nature, they say, is scientifically proven to help with your health or your mood or your something or other. But when these things are first introduced, it may seem like a little weird, like a little, like, oh, out there, like how people talk about hugging trees and stuff and grounding, walking barefoot. But I love like being in my garden, and it does something. I can't put my finger on the feeling, but it just feels really good to go in the morning and look. I know what's growing. I know what's there. I know the bananas are growing. I know my grapefruit is growing. I can go back there every day and see the same thing. Like every day, it doesn't make like a big difference, but I have to go there. Like I don't want anybody touching it. I'd rather water it myself. I want to see things grow. It just and so I believe in those things now, that those all that helps, and it helps with your health too, like the oxygen and the keeping the air fresh and just all that. Other cultures, the women get more help and have more wealth, and doctors are more friendly. Hispanic women get lots of help. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. That people who have the generational, like the families helping, and unfortunately for those of us those that are in the U.S. that follow the mainstream culture, you know, it's like you unlearn those things, and I for one believe that a lot of the stigma there's a lot of stigma associated with needing help from people, because when our culture as African Americans, if anybody is African American, was based on, like, a lot of that was based on poverty. So, because what I noticed is that the way my parents' generation speaks, you know, you don't have to reuse plastic anymore because we're not poor anymore, or you don't have to go outside and get some aloe vera. You can go buy ointment at the store. Um, so I think, and that's kind of happening here a little bit, where people are feeling like that's like a way to demonstrate that you have come up in the world when you can go to the grocery store instead of the outdoor market. Yes, the grocery store has AC, but the food is not as good as the market food, and the grocery store may be cleaner, like more better kept or whatever in certain places. Even though the market in Cape Verde was immaculate, but yeah, outdoor markets may not be visually appealing, or they're not to me, but the food tastes better, and it's a better quality, and it's more natural, and you know healthier for you. But yeah, I think that a lot of the ways that we used to live as African American people, Afro descendants, like, we used to help each other a lot out of necessity because we were poor, because people's family got sold to another plantation, got separated, and so you would raise somebody else's kid and so forth and so on. And then they created these systems whereby, foster care and all these other things. So now we don't have to help each other, you know what I mean? Or we don't have to come together and live in the same roof. And, you know, so we don't have multi generational living in our culture anymore, our subculture anyway. I don't know what other cultures are doing, but yeah. Oh, let me check my Charge the computer before the computer say no. Let's see. Loneliness is big. Loneliness is big. Natural, nothing beats natural living and eating fresh foods, regular exercise, and the sunshine. Yeah, all those, all the above, all the above. Consumerism. Mm-hmm. Mm. Vitamin D. Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah. I miss hearing the adhan. Adhan. Is that the mosque? I don't notice it as much as I did before. I guess I got used to it now. It used to wake me up at night or 5 in the morning, whenever that was. Yes, the kids kicked out at 18. Yes, I remember. I went to after college. I had a I have a friend, but I had a friend from college that invited me to her house in Puerto Rico. And when I went, she, it was at her mom's house, and she was still like living there. When she went back, and she had her room and everything with her little pictures and stuff. And she was what, 22, 23. But her mom was cooking, we was eating. It was just like, you know, family living. Mom was babysitting the grandbaby, her sibling's kid, and that was just the regular thing. Like every day, the grandbaby came over. That's what mom did, and they just did that. And she asked me, she said, "Why do Americans move out like 18? What is that about?" And I was like, "I don't know. So you can be free and do what you want to do, because you can't do what you want to do when you live at home." I don't know, but I remember thinking in my head like, "Why do y'all stay?" But if mom is cooking as good as she is, and you get to a point where you can actually accept that your kid is grown. You don't have to treat them like a child, and they work together, contribute. I guess, people figure out a way. They work it out. It doesn't necessarily have to be that one way. But for me, it was like, yeah, so you can be independent, so you can learn how to take care of things. But yeah, we want independence. Independence to us is maturity. You know, independence to us means you're mature. If you can pay your own bills and do this, but in actuality, you can be responsible and mature and contribute to a collective, and that's still showing maturity. It's just, as parents, we're taught, the parents in the states are taught or conditioned to feel like if you didn't raise your kid to be able to do everything on their own, you failed as a parent, you know. And that's not necessarily true, but the system is set up that way, the culture is set up that way, so everybody feeds into it, so then it is that way, you know. Persians. Oh wait, hold on, I missed one. When I was young, my mother, who was from the Caribbean, always gave us herbal remedies, yeah, and regular washouts. Is that like a cleansing thing, like internal cleansing? Now we live in the age of yeah, consumerism. Persians live with their parents until they marry. Yeah, even Armenians. I know Armenians that do that, especially when they move to another place. What you want, babe? Is the light on outside? or one of the little light downstairs?
Yeah, the
Who's on the TV?
TV. Yeah.
I'm on the TV. You're watching me on the TV. Don't watch me on the TV. That's weird. I feel shy now. My daughter's watching me on TV. Oh, you're just taking advantage of all the internet juice. um, dude, for wait, let me see. Uh,
I miss.
yeah, group economics. For dudes, independence has become having a bunch of girlfriends in their 20s coming in and out. Yeah, yeah. I mean, same for girls, same for women. That was the 20s. That's how it was. Me and my peers, like, we had our own place. You can have company when you want, because who can have company with your parents? I don't know, and I don't know what that's about. You know, like, other people, they can have their friends over at their parents' house, and the friends know the parent. But we want independence from our parents knowing about our personal life. I don't know where that comes from, and I feel like the parents maybe can be overbearing and intrusive and judgmental, and I didn't raise you like that, or you shouldn't do that, or it's like you can't be yourself in front of your parents, and I don't know where what that stems from. Like, you have to be a different version of yourself and pretend, you know and then you go behind your parents and do other things. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. To get rid of parasites. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I know somebody that grew up in Costa Rica that they used to do that. Uh, a guy from my church back home. He used to do a fast. I think every year. That's what his mom. That's how he was raised too. That's good. Yeah, your parents can help you. This is true, and that's the same thing that happens here. The parents are involved or can be involved. Some too much, some not enough. But for the most part, that's the wisdom of your parents is is helpful in most cases. I feel, um, but I think, and I can't speak for other cultures in the U.S., but I know, like, Black Americans, maybe with the history that we have, and maybe Americans in general, like, we don't trust or we don't want what our parents had. Because if you think about it, maybe white American, what we know about white Americans, historically in their homes, you know, a lot of cases the woman wasn't listened to. Like, yeah, I Love Lucy used to get spanked by her husband, but, like, they have to ask for money from the husband. And I recently heard that women couldn't in the states couldn't have credit cards until 1974, 75, which my parents were like adults at that time. And I'm like, wow, I did not know that, unless they have a male co-signer, like their brother or their dad or their husband or something. That's very interesting. So, like, things like that, but existed. So I feel like, and then in the Black American household, with all the things that were going on, the men being taken or not being there, or things, that were perpetuated. It's like, does the kid want to emulate the parents? Like, if you have a healthy example, and not that all other these other cultures are perfect, but if the majority of your uncles and aunts have good marriages, healthy marriages, maybe one or two do not, or maybe there's abuse or different things going on, but percentage wise, then you have people you can emulate. But if you're in a culture that maybe doesn't have that, or an environment that doesn't really have that, then it's like Americans are always trying to find a better way or a different way because they don't want to repeat certain things. Maybe because the country and the culture, American culture, is still young compared to these other places, other groups of people. It's interesting, something to look into. Millennial generation divorce. spiked, so some kids don't want their parents involved. Your parents can, Credit cards are recent. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hmm. Let me see if I can put this girl down. But yeah, interesting conversation. Interesting conversation. Yeah, I wonder. It's like a chicken and the egg. Like, what comes first? Is it a response to something, or is it because the culture's this way that we ended up this way? Something, something worth looking into and studying. Hmm. Gonna try to move this kid. Oh wow, it's dark outside, but the birds are still up. Try to move her without waking her up. Let's see if I can do it. Yes, I did it. She's the lightest sleeper in the family. So, but anyway, anything else anybody want to talk about before I get back to my job, my work that I have to do? Let's see. It is 7:30. Cool. She sleeps, so I want to actually do something while I can because I'm here alone with the kids. So when she's up, this child, children are very different from each other, and everybody says that, but you don't know how that's going to show up or how it's going to present itself. But she's very active, very social. My first was quiet. She was more quiet, and she could watch TV and not bother anybody. She could sit and watch a movie for an hour at this age and not cry or say anything. This one, she could watch for 5 minutes at the most, and she's screaming, calling for me all day long, and causing a ruckus, spilling stuff. She's not afraid of me. She doesn't care about getting in trouble. Yeah, it's very interesting. Me and my husband are definitely entertained and you know have our hands full figuring this one out. But so when she sleep, it actually means a lot. It's a big deal. So anyway, if anybody doesn't have any questions or comments to say, I don't know when I'm gonna do another live. I was planning to do every 2 weeks, but because the internet we had it this week, I was like, let me try to use it. We gotta. This is actually we borrowed this device and brought it to the house, but um, hopefully by next week we'll have our own. And even though, yeah, it'll be 4G because the 5G doesn't reach here yet, but I guess when the 5G expands, we'll have 5G. But then we'll have the fiber. That's what we really want is the fiber because the fiber one uh, won't be affected by like the weather and the signal and all that stuff. Um, but this is working good for me, and I just the fact that I can use the internet whenever I want, it feels so much more like normal life for me. So that's a good thing. Things always improving, so I'm happy with that. 1 to 3 years. Mm. So glad I called you live. Thank you. Nice to see you and enjoy Peru. Oh, it helps. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad it helps. That's my whole intent. Um, you know, I'm in a a particular situation whereby if I don't want to share too much and incriminate myself. I don't want to say it like that, but I have people's privacy to keep and stuff. But there's some things that I feel like can help other people, so I try to share those here. And then for things that may be a little more sensitive and personal, you can always check my members only. I can share a little more there because it's a smaller group, um, of anecdotes and stories and things that have happened, that way, certain people who may be related to me won't necessarily watch those, or in my circle or whatever, because it's difficult talking about things in real time. I was watching I follow a couple people that have moved to Africa and other places. People who have moved before I have, just to see their trajectory. I learned from them, and I was watching someone, and people were commenting, reveal the names. They were talking about different things that happened as far as people who aren't trustworthy moving to that country, and people who are from the same culture and they just think that they can work together and do things together. And she was kind of the person was giving a heads up, like, look, not everybody is straightforward, on the right, you know, on the right, I don't know, the word I'm thinking, but in the right mindset, or you know. And so people were saying, "Oh, name names and things like that," and I'm just like, "No, she has to live there with these people. Like, these communities are very small. Like, there's things that you learn and things that you experience, and you can't share all of them, even though you want to. It's the way you have to do it to, like, still be able to go to the grocery store and see these people, or you still have to be, because this is a community. This is not an individual place. So yeah, so I try to share as much generic stuff on the main page, and then there's still stuff that I'm like, I want to talk to you guys. But yeah, so I do that on my members only. If you guys ever want to check those out, it's a little more intimate. My personal life and different things that happen along the way. Uh, but yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll probably check in again, maybe next week or the week after. I'm editing videos still. I was editing one, and then I stopped, and I picked another one. So those should be coming soon. I just want to show my entire, like, robust, um, the whole part of my life, not just one aspect, not just construction, or not just um, my kids, but like everything. So you can see, like, the whole picture, or get a better idea of what life. Because sometimes people show things and you kind of fill in the blanks, like, oh, they must be like this, or oh, their life must be great, or their life must be whatever, and you don't know all the other aspects. So I try to show as much as I can my business endeavors, my little farm thing coming along, my husband's work, and the kids, how they're growing and developing, how they're adapting, those things. Because these are all questions that I had before coming. How is my kid's life going to be, and how's my social life going to be, and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to continue to share. I didn't think I was going to have a YouTube still after almost 5 years in the game, but because it's helped people, and it's actually helped me meet people and grow, help the community to grow by putting it on display. So it's like, oh no, this is really making a difference, I feel. So at least in my life it is. So, and the community here, uh, so I can't wait to keep showing you guys more things. All right. Thank you for watching. Oh, I'm glad I caught you tonight. I'm in Bulgaria. Oh, wow. I wonder what that's like. I would love to see pictures of what it's like there. It's 22. Oh, that's the time of day. I was like, wait, what year is it? Okay, it's nighttime. Okay. Yeah, let me go so I can enjoy maybe another hour with this girl being asleep. And thank you everybody for watching, and shout out to the replay gang when you guys watch the replay of the live, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.